Look, I want to talk to you about a new beer style that some of you are going to know about, but I would imagine a lot of you don't know about. This is a beer called Too Juicy by Two Roads, and it's the New England style or Northeast style beer, and it is about to take over the beer world. I'm going to tell you why. Down in the Mid-Atlantic, it is really hard to find these beers, but I found this beer about 2 months ago at a local package store who's known for having a large selection of IPAs by accident. I just grabbed it, came in a 4-pack, I was gonna try it, tasted it, and I was hooked, absolutely hooked. Actually, I went back to get more, and actually they didn't have any on the shelf, so I went up and asked somebody, you know, do you have any more of the Too Juicy Two Roads? And he said, oh, he gave me this funny look and he said, I got 2 4-packs left. I'll give them to you. So he made it out like he was doing me a favor. Maybe he was, I don't know, but it was awesome. He hooked me up. It was the last ones that he had, and come to find out, it was a special release by Two Roads. There are no more as of this point. What is a New England style beer? Right? A New England style beer is a hazy beer, and it has very little, if any, hops that's put into it traditionally in the beginning of the boil. All the hops are added during the whirlpool, which is after the boil's over. You might put a little bit in right before the boil is over, and then a lot of hops are put in the beginning of the fermentation or some part of the fermentation called dry hopping. That gives it the haze look, so it's not clear, and it gives a very, very, very fruity hop flavor, but very little bitterness. It gives people who love IPAs a beer they love. It gives people who don't like the bitterness of IPAs a chance to really dive into a beer like these. I mean, they're just absolutely phenomenal. They have, you know, they're loaded with hops, but it's juicy hops. My wife hates it when I say that word. Rather than bitter hops. So just within the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been seeing several of our local breweries come out with some beers. Now this one is one, I went to New York City recently, and I was on a mission to find some New England style beers. And this is one by Industrial Arts Brewing Company. And they had this one, great beer. Big Oyster Brewery in Delaware released this one. And both them and Third Wave Brewery have released their New England style brews within the last couple of weeks. I say this is going to be the next big thing because it's already catching. And you guys in the South and in the West, it's coming, I promise you. Now all the beers that I found in New England style come in cans. Look at it. It's beautiful. You can't see through it. You're not supposed to see through it. Thick, dense, juicy. That's probably my best descriptive term for all of them, is it's a juicy beer. Most of them have a lot of juice notes, grapefruit tones, or even orange juice tones, or some sort of juicy tones, and that's from the hops, the way that they're reacting with the yeast, and it just creates this beautiful, beautiful flavor. It's just so smooth, and you don't have the bitterness of an IPA. So if you're an IPA lover, you still have the hop flavor. You taste the hops, but you don't have that real bitterness, I don't know what these guys come in on the IBU scale, to be honest with you. This is all very new. But the flavor, like this one is the POW from Big Oyster Brewery. This is a good one. you know, I'm starting to get, I've probably had 8 or 9 of these things now. This one's okay. This is probably towards the bottom of the ones that I've had as far as my list of favorites. Juicy is probably my favorite, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope Two Roads decides to do it again. But it's just a very nice, smooth, hoppy, but no bitterness. And for you guys that don't know what that means, you just have to try it. It's a great style beer, and I don't even think it's an official style beer. When I was creating my recipe on Beersmith, it wasn't on there. I just had to call it a Belgian style IPA or something, just to get me through the creative process of that recipe. But it's by no means, you know, it's its own style right now. And I think the beer world has to catch up to it, because start looking for it. It's called New England Style IPA, NIPA, NEIPA. Your bars are gonna look at you like you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I know, because I've done it. I'll go to a bar and be like, you know, do you have any New England Style IPAs? And they're like, what? No, we have Bud Light, and they look at me like I'm stupid, and that's fine. But your breweries will know, and if they don't have one, they're probably working on getting one, because people are demanding them. It's an awesome beer, and I suggest you look into trying to try one if you haven't already. In the comments, tell me if you've had one, what you think about them, and what kind it was, where you're from. I think it's only a matter of time for these things really make a big impact in the industry. So, and that excites me, because I still enjoy my dark beers, but besides my dark beers, I really don't have a whole lot of urge to drink too much else, except maybe a few sours. It's just pretty much ruined my palate for anything else. So look for your New England Style IPAs, guys. They're amazing. Cheers. I really appreciate you sticking around to watch the whole video. Check out these other videos over here. You may very well be interested in those also. The inspiration behind the videos is your feedback. And the best way to give me your feedback is to hit the like button down below. Most importantly, hit the subscribe button down below, and you can also leave comments. I can't wait to see you next time.